All right. Search and destroy all of your weaknesses. All of the muscles which are holding you back. You got to find them out, work them out in whatever way you can, and then absolutely seek to destroy them every day. When I say destroy, I mean obliterate. Because I think I've come to the conclusion that I have undertrained a large portion of my body for quite some time. Because I was under the impression that doing the squat, which is probably agreed upon to be the best exercise the human body can go through, I've relied on that movement to do everything for me. And as good as that movement is, it's not enough. There are way too many muscles not being challenged. There are way too many muscles basically dormant in this exercise. So, I'm going to give you my top five targets, if you want to call. Top 5 muscles which I am going after real hard every day. As I'm sitting here talking to you guys, I've got a lot of DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness in my hamstrings and my glutes. And I'm quite happy about that because, as I've mentioned, those two muscles are in the top 5. The number one is the glute. I say that because I know there are symptoms now, and I've fully, they're in the light now. I know exactly that they are weak, even though they might be hypertrophied. They're not exerting enough force. Number one reason I say that is because I have anterior pelvic tilt. If you don't know what that is, there's plenty of material online about it. But essentially, my pelvis, if you think of it as a glass, if I'm holding a glass, my pelvis is leaning forward and kind of spilling water out of the front part. That's anterior pelvic tilt. Might not sound all that bad, but performance-wise, too much of it can be quite bad. Now, we all, like athletes, tend to be more leaning forward, which is okay, but too much can cause too much lower back curvature or lordosis. They can bring pain, they can make you really weak in the pulling exercises and whatnot. So that's number one. The exercise that I'm using for that, a lot of these are going to be crossed over. Box squats, that's definitely the top one, and good mornings. Both of these exercises I'm going to continue to talk about, but both of these exercises are going to smash the glutes. The second part, and close relationship with the first one, the first muscle, is the hamstring. So the glute hamstring, kind of like the tag team duo. The first two exercises that I said, the good mornings and the box squats, they get smashed by. Good mornings and box squats both hit the glute and the hamstring quite well. So those two muscles for me are weak, and I know that because my deadlift is not good. I'm not happy with my deadlift. It's very, very close to my squat, meaning that my posterior chain is quite lacking compared to my anterior chain. The squat is okay because I've developed pretty good quads over time and core strength to be able to squat 200 kilos, which I think is predominantly as a result of my strong anterior core, not posterior core. So, glutes, hamstrings, and the next one is triceps. I'm going to absolutely go after triceps as well. Some of you guys might be surprised because I'm mostly posting stuff about the squat and the lower body, but the triceps are weak, and I know that because the bench press is also weak. The one time that I had huge leaps in bench press ability, and I got to 140 kilo bench press, which is pretty good, but the amount of years I've trained, I feel like I should be better. The one time I had huge leaps was when I basically did the push-ups every day, the grease in the groove, as Pavel Tsatsouline kind of outlined. So that worked really well, and I think the reason it worked was because there was a lot of attention to the triceps. So I'm going to go back. I'm not going to do push-ups, but I'll do direct tricep work. Louis Simmons says, there I go again, that he believes that the bench press is 75% triceps. He says that the pecs are overrated when it comes to the bench press. Now, it's highly dependent upon what type of grip you have. If you have grip here, so you limit the range of motion, maybe there's more pecs there. But he says that all of his dudes who have bench pressed stupid numbers have all trained heavily for the like tricep exercises. So I'm going to take that on board, and I'm going to really focus on my triceps, just directly triceps. I'm even going to maybe do bench press once a week or something, but I'm going to go straight after triceps. That's my goal. So that's 3. The next 2 are kind of also kind of buddied up. I don't have direct proof that these guys are weak, but I'm going to put them in there anyway because they make up a lot of the musculature in the upper body. The lats and the traps. Now, the lats for me have always kind of been kind of wide, and they've been quite well because I've done a lot of pull-ups in my time. But the traps have always been lagging for me. They've always looked kind of thin and narrow from the side. So visually, I knew that they were underdeveloped. And also, I know the traps, you know, are responsible for a big bench press as well. Kind of like the triceps and the upper back tend to be responsible for the bench press. The traps kind of stabilize the upper back, and the traps, cause shoulder blade, scapular retraction, which is necessary for a good bench press. If you don't have a solid, level of trap strength, you will get flaring of the scapula, and under load, they can put your shoulder at a great risk of injury. So big traps completely pinches the back, and then you can push off a really steady base. The lats, they stabilize the whole freaking upper body. They're a massive muscle, and they kind of wrap around the entire upper body. They connect the shoulder, the back. I think some of it even goes down to the hip. Some people actually have insertions into the freaking hip. So iliac crest, I think. So those are the big muscles. You might have noticed that a lot of these muscles, in fact, all of these muscles are in the back of the body, the whole posterior chain. Even the triceps are on the back half. So basically, I'm going on this rampage of targeting my posterior chain, basically. So I've said glutes, I've said hams, I've said triceps, I've said lats, and I've said traps. So that's 5. Traps, lats, triceps, glute, hams. Yep. So my program is basically designed on the fly now. I'm kind of following a lot of the philosophy that Louis Simmons preaches. So I'm going to have ultra high workload. A lot of the assistance exercises, like for triceps, for traps or rowing, are going to be really high reps. I want to get blood in there. I want to get hypertrophy in there. The good mornings and box squats. Box squats are going to be around 5 reps. Good mornings are never going to be below 10. The reason for that is that good mornings are going to snap your spine, essentially. Some of you guys don't know, Bruce Lee, the famous martial artist, movie star, he ended up snapping his spine using the exercise good morning. Now, he was doing it in a very strict form where he had knees basically locked. And there was very minimal kind of hip drive. I guess he was kind of just leaning over with weight. And then one day, he heard a pop, and then he was basically mobilized for something like half a year. He was in bed. At the time, the knowledge about physiotherapy and recovery from slip discs wasn't very good. So he basically spent a lot of time experimenting, trying to get out of bed and whatnot. So the good morning has a long list of people that it's injured. So I take it really carefully. Louis Simmons says that if you're doing good mornings, you need to think about the lower back and the rectus spinae in general, fibrous kind of tissue. It's a lot of hard tissue. It's not a muscle like a quad. And so these type of tissues don't get a lot of circulation, not a lot of blood, and so their ability to recover is a lot less than, say, something really vascular like a quad or a lat or something. So for those exercises, for those type of muscles, you got to have high reps, you got to hit them often and just get blood pumping through there. A lot of these muscles only get blood once they're working. Anyway, so I've given you top 5. I'm going to rotate a lot of the exercises. There's going to be a lot of wide selections. I'm also doing hamstring curls as well as a warm-up every single day. Just 5 sets of 20 with 10 kilos in the thing. Nothing crazy, just to get blood in there. Anyway, that's my approach. I'm going to keep this video, well, it's still long, but yeah, search and destroy the weaknesses. I'm really after it. Those are the top 5 on my hit list. I'm going after them. I have to get stronger. I have to iron out all these weaknesses that I have, and I'm already starting to feel a lot more solid under the bar. Even though I'm not moving a lot of weight, I feel a lot more happy. I feel a lot more balanced. So I think I'm on the right track. The weights that I'm going to be moving are probably going to be diminished in the next few weeks, but that's okay. The eye is on the long-term goal. All right, guys, catch you next one.